Alright, I got an update on my Hue Optics Loupes. So I've had them for about 16 months, and at this point they've been a super huge help. And so I've got them here in my case. I take this to clinic every day that I'm in clinic. Now what I had practiced doing is I keep my battery's pretty low right now, but I would keep the light set to the lowest setting like that. It would give me adequate light and would make it so that my battery lasted 2 weeks or more. And so that was being great, because before that I'd use it pretty bright and I had to charge it every other day. Now with it being on the lowest setting, I could see adequately and enjoy a couple of weeks between charges, sometimes more than that. But what happened was there was a change. I noticed in the middle of treatment with a patient that my light started flickering. Now when your battery is low, it will go dim, bright, back and forth every now and then to let you know that the battery's about to die, which is a great helpful thing if you're not looking at this, which is, I keep mine on my hip, so I'm not looking at it, and it's really helpful to know, hey, my battery is about to go, so if I am still in the middle of treatment, then I need to get an overhead light, which I like to avoid using because this is always where I need it. But on that lowest setting, and how you change this is by pushing the plus or minus signs at the top of the battery control. So that's where I usually have it. That was for a long time adequate light. Then it started flashing. So there you can see the bright, dim, bright. That's what it does when your battery is low. You can see there. Now what happened was not just flashing bright and dim, but my light actually started flickering, and it got so bad that it was basically like a disco light. So I went ahead and I contacted my rep from Hue Optics, and I let them know what I could see was that there was a 12-month warranty on the light, and I knew I purchased it 16 months prior. So I said, hey, is there anything that we can do to help me resolve this issue, because it is totally not useful at all, because my light was just flickering. It was not constant whatsoever, and I had charged my battery again all the way, even though it wasn't all the way empty, just to make sure it wasn't that. I had swapped out the cables, and it wasn't that. It still flickered. So I covered all my bases, and I did everything that I could to make sure that if I could resolve it, that I did. And what happened was my rep had actually recently retired. I was informed of that. And the new rep said, hey, actually, we've just extended recently that warranty from a 12 month to a 24 month. So you're well within that. Just go ahead and give me your mailing address, and we'll get you out some new cables and light, and just have you send it back to us. So I received this in the mail, and what this has in it is shipping paperwork, a return label for sending back the old light, and this little bag which has a couple spare cables and a new light. So right off the get-go, my experience from Hue Optics customer service is excellent. The original sales rep was awesome. He came to my home and took all my measurements, made sure that my working distance was what it needs to be, and that everything was the way that I selected it to have Loupes custom fit for myself. And now with a new sales rep, I was able to get this new light. I didn't have to pay shipping or anything else. It comes with a protective cover on it, so you slip that off, and it's just a little boot that slides over it. There you can see that. There's the boot. And this, the one end of the cable stays in the back of the light. This is the mount for on top of the Loupes, and the opposite end plugs into the top of the battery. And now that's the same lowest setting, and you see that is a lot brighter than the other light. And right now in the video it wasn't flickering like a disco light like I had experienced in clinic multiple days in a row, making it completely unusable. In fact, my dentist said, whoa, because at one point he came in to perform an exam, and he said, how's everything going? I said, great, except for my disco light. And he saw it flicker, and he said, wow, that could give someone a seizure because it was flickering so bad. And just completely inconsistent with light delivery. Now this is the way, as you're seeing now, this is the way it should be. And let me just cycle through, try to hold this in a way you can see it. So 18.5 is my working distance, that's inches, and that is, again, that's the most dim setting there. And I'm just going to cycle through to the brightest setting so that you can see what this has to offer. So that's all the way up, and that is a lot of light. I mean, gotta close my eyes here, see, focus up, but, you know, you can see plenty. That's my mouth all the way open, and as we lower that down, so there's the lowest setting again. For me, that's adequate. Now with the old light, it's not only not adequate output at the lowest setting, in fact in clinic today I had it at the lowest setting, which is exactly where this is, and you can see that that's plenty of illumination, and I couldn't even tell it was on. So that's what kind of inconsistency I've been getting with the old light, but totally content with customer service and the warranty replacement, because I had nothing out of pocket to spend, and within days of contacting Hue Optics, I had my new light shipped out to me, and it came, like I said, with the return label, and I got this package in the mail ready to use, and now I can enjoy it in clinic and actually have a functional unit again rather than just the Loupes, because Loupes with a light is a huge benefit. And if you are a practicing hygienist and you don't use Loupes and a light on your safety glasses right now, I highly suggest it. I suggest both of them because they both drastically improve my clinical experience, But if you have, if you don't want to spend the money on some custom made loupes, at least get a light that clips to your safety glasses, because it's going to make a really beneficial change to your day-to-day clinical experience. Now, loupes will make leaps and bounds above that because it's going to help your posture, so you're going to have better ergonomics, less back pain, less getting too close to your patient's mouth because of the working distance. You are going to be having that focal point at the distance where your hands should be for proper ergonomics, and that's going to obligate you to sit up and sit back and work in what is a comfortable and safe position for your body. And because if you get too close, you will lose that focal point. It really guides you to stay in that range. There are a couple of inches on either side of the exact focal point, and that varies depending on the magnitude of the loupes that you select. But it's been a huge benefit for me. I noticed immediate difference in how my back felt at the end of a long clinical day or procedure. And so I would suggest it for anybody that is going to be spending time sitting with a patient in clinic, because it's going to extend the well-being of your day, of your body throughout the day and throughout your clinical career, as far as I've experienced so far. And I don't have personal experience interacting with other companies, but for myself, Hue Optics has been an excellent choice. I am very satisfied with their product, and I am very satisfied with their customer service now that I've had a warranty replacement to experience and to have the opportunity to share how that interaction went about. So for me, it was all via email and mail, of course, getting the replacement products. And I just have to say thank you, Cassidy. That is my rep who replaced Tom. Tom was awesome. Thank you, Tom, for the great service that you provided for me. And I hope you enjoy retirement very much. You've earned it. And Cassidy, I look forward to future interactions, and I thank you for having taken care of me in this case. It's a huge benefit, and I'm glad I didn't have to worry about purchasing a new light unit 16 months after having purchased the original. I appreciate that very much. So thank you for your help, and for anyone interested, if you have more detailed questions about the Hue Optics lens, loupes, magnification, light, any of that, you can write a question below. You can reference their website. I'll include a link. This is not sponsored. This is just a unit that I purchased out of pocket and have had a good experience with, and has helped me with my ergonomics and with how my body feels at the middle and end of a clinical day. So I'm an RDH, registered dental hygienist. I love clinical experience and working with patients, and I really appreciate the loupes that I use, and so that's why I encourage them to be used for others. So I appreciate your time and your questions and comments, and I also appreciate you giving me that thumbs up, liking, sharing my video, and just helping the word get out of progress in our clinical experiences. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the future.